The offset function in Excel allows you to move where Excel must look for a cell from numbers within the cell. The easiest way to explain it is with an example. So here I've got some sales that occur in each month. However, depending on my debtors days, the actual cash may be received a little bit behind. So let's say if we made the sale in month 1, we expect to receive the cash in month 2. Depending on what's typed in here, we may want to go back 2 months. So the offset function is fairly straightforward at this point. The first thing it asks you for is a reference point. So what it's saying is, where must it go stand? So I'm going to say, just go and stand in that cell so long. The next two options, rows and columns, is asking from where it is standing, how many rows must it move up and down, and how many columns must it move left and right. In this case, I don't want it to move rows, so I'm going to put a 0. But the columns, what I wanted to do is to look at the cell, and if there's a 0 there, it must stand where we pointed it. If, for example, we put -1, it must look there. If we put +1, it must look there. So I'm going to just say, go look at that cell, and put $signs on it. We're going to leave the height and width for now. We'll explain those just now. When I say OK, you'll see it's pointed out 200, because what Excel has done is gone, stood in that place, looked here, said, okay, I'm going to move 0 columns to the right or left, and it stays there. If I go and put -1, you'll see it says 100. Let me just copy these across. So what you'll notice now, because of the way I've set it up, this cell here goes, stands in that cell, goes back 1, and gives me the answer from there. This cell over here, Excel stands in that cell, goes 1 to the left, gives me that answer there. But now what I can do is, what happens if we decide to increase our credit terms to 2 months? If I put a -2 in there, notice that this one here has a 0, because these cash flows would be from prior months. Over here, this 100 Rand is Excel goes, stands here, goes back 1, 2, and it pulls that number through. So sales we make here only turn into cash over here. So just to emphasize what Excel is doing, I could have gone like this, equals that cell, and copied it across. Effectively, this formula, the offset formula, is doing the same thing. Because of the offset, it knows that it must go look at cell D6. The benefit of the formula, however, is if someone changed this to -1, offset immediately knows that it no longer looks 2 back, it looks 1 back. I would have to come here and go equals that cell and copy it across to get the same answer. So the offset command allows you to control where Excel looks based on the contents of cells. Now to look at the height and width options in the offset. So in this example, I've got sales, and depending on what's in here, that is how many months worth of sales I want to add up. So because there's a 2 there, I want it to add up and give me an answer of 300. But if I put a 5 there, I expect it to add up all of those cells. The way to do that is we create an offset. So I'm going to go create the offset. Reference point again, Excel saying where must I go stand. I'm going to say please go start over there, stand there. It asks you for the rows and the columns. In this case I don't want it to stand elsewhere, so I'm just put a 0 and a 0. Height would be the equivalent of up and down. Width is left and right. In this case what I want is the left and right option, so I'm going to say width. I'm going to just point it there and just put my command in. When I say OK, you'll notice I get 100. Now 100 is the incorrect answer. We were hoping that it would give us an answer of 300. So why is it giving it 100? Well, if I went like this, equals, and I highlighted those two cells and clicked enter, it will also give me 100. Why? Because what you've told Excel is go to those two cells. You haven't told it what to do with it, and at the moment it's just bringing back the first number it sees. So just like here, what we need to do is wrap a sum around it. The offset, this whole function, is effectively just saying D13 to E13. So we need to go and wrap a sum or average or whatever else we're trying to do around it. When I click enter, it gives me 300. So now it knows to go highlight those two and add them up. If I put a 5 in, it gives me 1500. 1500. This is a particularly useful function for things like NPV, average, etc., where you can control how high, like that, or wide it must go. And because you can control both, it's possible to highlight whole sections.